I don't know why I'm getting a bit of echo. I think I've got looped, but it hopefully was coming through nice and clear. Guys' ears. 1 second, let me pick that up a little bit. There we go. Now you guys can hear me, hopefully. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's much better. Celestial says, I was playing Mega Man 1 offline. Ah, that's awesome. I love Mega Man. I have all of the Mega Man games out there. Well, I say that. I shouldn't say that. I have all the Mega Man X, ZX, and original games. And I am not good at a single one of them. I love them, I play them, and I can pass them. But I'm not good at a single one. AR Video Games. Welcome in. Thank you very much for dropping by. So, quick and full disclosure. I am still a bit sick. I'm actually still quite sick. And I'm kind of stuck, in. And I felt good enough to stream, though. I felt pretty, it's better than I did when I streamed before, and I feel like I'm hopefully on the tail end of it, but got stuck here, and Anna had to go off and do some stuff, and I say stuck here. Stuck at home, not stuck with you guys. I'm actually super happy to be with you guys. And I appreciate you guys for stopping by to spend a little bit of time with me as well. I'm going to go ahead and scoot it over to the game. And hopefully you guys can hear it. Can I hear it, though? I can't hear it. Let's make it so I can hear it, too. Because I have a speaker. If this does it. Not quite. Doesn't seem to be. Huh. 1 second here. Okay, I can hear it. It's the game has frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you guys are going to get to see me restart a game, and hopefully it's not completely gone. It shouldn't be. If it is, I have a save state. So we'll just quit the app and go right back in. There we go. All right. Banjo's a great choice. Thank you, Celestial. I put a poll up a few days back. Let me go and put my headphones back on so I can hear me. I put up a poll a few days back for Twitter, for everybody on Twitter, and they were talking about I was talking about different games that I was looking for. I put 4 choices up there, and if you voted, I'm not sure if you did. I know some of you did. AR, I know you did. You made me aware of that, and I think Omega and them did. You guys voted for it, so it's not my great choice. It was your great choices. I appreciate it very much. I seem to be having some trouble here, so I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me put it to the be right back screen. You'll be able to hear me. I'm just gonna restart the console because I seem to be having some trouble with the controller working inside of the application, and that's an odd thing. I don't know that. AR says, Retro, why aren't Xbox working on a new Banjo? Insanity. Wait, on Twitter. Yes, yeah, I put it up on Twitter. And I'll talk about the next one that I was working on as well, but Stream while I clean and pack. Oh no, Zombie, I really appreciate you for just being here. I also really appreciate. Thank you very much for the retweet last time. I very much appreciate that as well. That was incredibly kind of you. All right, let's see if this is working. I think that's about right. Seems to be doing okay. We'll give it a run. Thank you. It was my great choice as AR. Yes, it was. It looks like we're okay. Let's get back over here to the. No, I don't care about that. Thank you. No, I still don't care about that Xbox. Thank you. All right, let's move it back. Xbox, I'm telling you, not interested. Move us back up. It's going through that bit where it's saying, "Oh, I want to update all of your games," and I have a decent a digital collection as well as physical. It's trying to update everything. Let's move you back over so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know why. So here's the thing: I don't know why they're not working on it. We already know from polls and from I should. I had to move. Let me adjust the microphone real quick. I think they're a little bit more prone to plosives here. I think I did some EQ adjustments, and I think it's a little bit more prone to plosives. So I'm gonna try and keep it off. I don't know. That's the tricky piece. It seems like recently Microsoft specifically has been doing a ton of fan service, right? And so because they've been doing a lot of fan service, you would expect that this would be on the top of the list. And predominantly, when I say fan service, I'm talking about things like allowing Nintendo to use Banjo-Kazooie for Smash when they didn't technically have to do that, right? Because they own the IP. But I don't know. To me, I think it would be a natural choice to. Can I not grab that? I'm pretty sure I can. I think it'd be a pretty natural choice to go ahead and be working on. Yeah, there we go. On Banjo, but I haven't played this game in so long. So the first one I go through every year. This one I don't know near as well. And to clarify, I know it well enough to get past it, I think. But the first one I do 100% run every year. I do it every year. I did it at the end of last year. I'll probably do it again at the end of this year. It's just something I enjoy doing. This one I don't know nearly that well. So I hope if everyone's coming here, I hope for 100% run. I apologize. I probably won't be able to deliver that, but I sure hope you guys are along for the ride with me any which way. Banjo series Resurrect. I would love that. They make I don't think it's a spoiler to say, because it can't be a spoiler to say because it never happened. That they do reference Banjo 3E in this game. It just didn't happen because they went ahead and decided to. No, Banjo. They decided to sell it off to Microsoft, which I think is a shame. I will say Microsoft did some decent stuff with it. Perfect Dark Zero, Grabbed by the Ghoulies was a lot of fun. EKC3 is great for 100%. That is another game that I do 100. I do 103%. I did 105% run, or attempted to do a 105% run last year. I didn't. This was before I was live streaming. So if you are interested, obviously Celestial, I've seen what you're capable of on video games. So I can't hold a candle. EKC3 is your favorite for 100%. It absolutely is. I can't hold a candle to your skill in being able to do things deathless and the like, and I have no intention to make it a competitive sport in that regard, but I can say that I'm quite proud of my ability to go through it with from memory, completely. I am, I've been playing that game for what, 24 years, I guess it's been out. You are indeed. I have enough for the next puzzle. I believe it's Jolly. I think it's Jolly Roger. Is it Jolly Roger Bay? I might be having trouble. No, it's not Switchy World. Of course it's Switchy. I knew that. Switchy World has one of my favorite songs and one of my most frustrating bosses, Mr. Patches. So. Yes, I'm aware. There we go. Sometimes the puzzles aren't necessarily, well, they're not yet difficult, but it's getting to a point where it's a little bit, sometimes it's a little sensitive and I miss the slot by a smidge. Yeah, so that, sorry about that, but I was like, I know, I missed it. Oh yeah, so to the last stream that I was on, I made a mention of wanting to play one of my favorite games of all time. In fact, my favorite game of all time, which is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox. Yes, they did the PC and the mobile versions. Yes, I own all of those. But the Xbox version just has a special place for me. And fortunately, I can play it in its upscaled glory on the Xbox One and Series X. And so I put a poll up. It's a 7-day poll. I think it's got 5 days left. I put a poll up seeing if people would be interested in seeing me play that. I asked Zombie. Zombie, you did say they would. So far, the votes reflect that you were absolutely right. I didn't, of course, doubt you. I just wanted to see if maybe I could prepare the audience more for that. Video games for fun. Welcome into the stream. I really appreciate you for dropping in. Hello, I'm either lurking or joining in the chat. Not sure which because all my social media break, but good to see you streaming again and another Banjo adventure. Yeah, absolutely. You are welcome to do either or either or neither. Or either or neither. Either or. That was a it's actually got me thinking for no good reason, but except for that so for those of you guys who know, I do the card channel as well. And I've been doing a lot of research for the next few pieces that I'm going to be doing. The next few videos I'm going to be doing. I've got them all planned out, and I've actually been creating some special stuff. For AR, just so you know, you asked about throwing cards, so I am making my... I didn't have the materials when I started, so my next video will not be that, but the video after I will teach you how to throw cards with enough power to be dangerous, and I'll show you how that all works, and that'll be cool. But I was doing some research on one of the guys that had created some of the techniques named Di Vernon. Very, very prominent guy in the magic world, not necessarily, and in the gambling demonstration world too. And Celestial says, I know you guys from Heaps. Heaps is a phenomenal resource, but all of you guys are phenomenal people, but Heaps' reach, I think, affords him a really great platform for which people can kind of get together, and I think that that's phenomenal. So any which way, I have, by the way, there are a couple of people, I should go ahead and say, they may not pop in, they may never see this, and that's okay. But humongous kudos and thank yous to people that have been willing to introduce each other on communities, and so I would say Miss Croft Survives. I think she was streaming earlier. She may still be streaming, and I apologize if I overlapped. She does it. Heaps, of course. Omega Ace is pretty phenomenal. Has been pretty phenomenal for that. And the Super Mega Retro dudes, Retro Ryan Brady. They have a much bigger reach than I. And if it hadn't been for some of their channels, I wouldn't have gotten to meet some of you guys. And so I really I'm thankful to them and thankful to you guys as well for being willing to say hi and show so much support for the community, and I hope I can do the same. And Super Mega Retro Dudes drops right in as I'm giving them a thank you. I was saying thank you for the opportunities that you guys had afforded in meeting other members of the... And Brady... I was saying thank you to all of you guys for creating an outreach. Or creating a platform which we can meet each other and interact and all of that, and all the support. So I'm glad you came in just in time for that. Also, have I been designated a mod or something with the spanner next to I forget it's Retro Ryan. Hello, Governor. Says hello, Governor. Nice to see you too, Retro. Ryan, not Retro Room, that's me. But still, thank you. Have I been designated? Yes, you have. It's like they were all summoned. Yes, it is absolutely. It was kind of great. I was saying thank you to all you guys though for providing platforms which had outreach. Yeah, and if you go back and watch the video, you'll see you guys literally dropped in. But I was saying thank you guys for dropping in or for having the platform where you were willing to get people in the community together, in the gaming community. I'm glad we finally get the shout out. Of course. No, that's not untrue. It's It's the very least I can do. I have a very small reach, and that's okay. This isn't about me making an outreach. It's not about me making this a viable business. It is legitimately just about me getting to share a passion and hobby that I have with other great and passionate gamers. And if something great comes of it beyond that, then that's phenomenal, but that's not the objective. And you guys have afforded me more of a platform to do that than I had ever thought I would have in the first place. So thank you so very much. Oh, no, I know jam jars. I get fire eggs. But to AR, to your earlier thing, yes, I am going to teach... God, I know, jam jars. I'm familiar, buddy. I get it. I appreciate it. You are phenomenal. Are you going to bonk for me? You got a 1 in 10 chance? Nope, he didn't bonk. Okay. Yes, AR, to your earlier piece, yes, the Mechanos Cards channel, I will be teaching... I will teach, and not this next video. This next video will be a gambling demonstration from a technique that I think is super important from 1902. I won't spoil what technique it is, but I will say it's a very important technique when it comes to gambling cheats. It's SW Erdnazes. And then after that, I will teach, the next video I will do is teaching how to throw cards in a dangerous fashion. How Cards as Weapons by Ricky J, I think, is kind of the funny subject on it. It's a book from 1974. But the current world record holder and the person that I've used my technique from is Rick Smith Jr. So, and he's much better than I am, but I can at least teach an entry level. But he says something about a small reach is actually nice for me. I almost cannot fathom having a mostly bigger following than the one I currently have. Yeah. Yeah, I think that that's I think that that's a the more it's so I was thinking about that the other day. If the chat's 4 or 5 people, I should probably just go ahead and go into it. When your chats are, I was thinking about this versus big, like huge streamers. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be appreciative if ever I were to be a big streamer. But when you have a chat that you have people like Lyric and you have these people are huge. They're talking to their chat in this very cumulative and very, not necessarily very personable way, because they can't. And it's so nice to be able to kind of, to get to talk to you, you guys as individuals as best as I possibly can. Oh yeah, okay, I remember what has to happen. Glitter Gulch Mine is a level that I don't know why it's not bad. It's not a bad level. But I don't understand why they decided that they wanted to do some of the stuff they did with it. Like they did the Rock Crusher and that was fine, but I'll tell you that Dynamite, they go straight into that Dynamite first person piece. And I can't lie, that piece frustrates. Okay, yeah, I can't. Can I reach it in time? Or was I supposed to have the chicken strut shoes fast? I know this is how I'm supposed to do it. I just don't remember if I was supposed to get the shoes before or after. Okay. I said chicken strut. She has a JonTron term, by the way, so anybody who is policing me and that's not what they're called. I know. I guess I have to get the shoes first. Dang it. Okay. Viddy says, also a Banjo Tooie critique. I like this game a lot, but I get lost in Glitter Gulch. Get Glitter Gulch almost too easily. Yeah, absolutely. They did a piece. So I think that there's, unlike the first game, I think that this game, like the first game was pretty concise, right? I made this, I think, critique in the first one, which was that you get a, I'm gonna go ahead and just get these notes. I made this critique where I said you get in the first one it was pretty concise. You had 10 you had 10 jigsaw, you had 10 jiggies per level, 5 genjos, which were required to get one of the jiggies, and then you had 100 notes. And in this one you have all of that, and you had 2 empty honeycomb pieces. In this one you have all of that, but there's not 5 genjos per level. You don't know what color Genjos you're looking for. You don't get a Jiggy from the Genjos unless you collect all of them. So in the case of the gray Genjos, you know, maybe there's 9, but red there's only 2, or black there's only 1. And then Glitter Gulch and some of these other levels are they're just insanely. Oh, there's 9 blocks. Okay. Insanely expansive. And they intertwine. They intertwine with previous worlds. Because in this world, Dilberta, the rat, the one that goes with Bullion Bill, is shoot, I gotta remember. The one that goes with Bullion Bill, though, he is or she's stuck in the first world, in the Mayan Temple. Anyway. Zooey's levels were mostly designed around a central landmark, Clanker, a giant snowman, a tall. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. I did enjoy this too, though. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I understand. The piece that I appreciate of it is the ambition. I like the fact that they decided to go bigger and make the game more expansive, and people were getting more of their money's worth. But I also feel like maybe they went a smidge bigger than they needed to. And there's also some other little finicks that I have with it as well, such as when you get the I'm gonna go and grab that Cheeto page. When you get the like, for example, the transformation in this one, for anybody who hasn't played, I don't know if I want to spoil it, but it's a little finicky because you can accidentally blow yourself up. And I've done that so many times, and it's not fun. There's no good. There's no good that comes of it. What happened? Although the next world, Witchy World's one of my favorites. So. I know I have enough to deliver to Cheeto, but I just haven't been back to Spiral Mountain yet. So. I also had to be careful. I almost slowed down there. I almost slowed down a little too much there. The problem is I don't know what the timer is on these shoes, so I don't want to run out before I get there. That was what I was worried about. See what happens. If anybody is wanting to see me struggle a smidge, you probably will see it here in this video. I guess I didn't technically answer your question, Viddy. I should probably have done that. Yes, the answer is yes. I don't. Moderators are I don't know. I don't think that I don't know that they're necessary in the community that I've developed so far, because everyone seems to be so fantastic. But I did feel like it was necessary for me to, once I learned how to, assign a few moderators. And there are to be completely fair, there are very few. I believe there are 4, maybe 3 even. No, there are 4. And I did it because they were the people that had come by the most, and that I was in contact with, and that I trusted through that consistent contact, and not just trusted that they would, wouldn't do anything bad, and that they would help prohibit anything that might be bad, but also trusted that I'd likely see them in the stream. There are a lot of people that I think are phenomenal people that I talk with, but they're just not around all that much. And while that's that's absolutely perfectly okay, at the same time, you know, I don't want to waste their time with feeling the responsibility or the potential responsibility, or you know, if they're not gonna be here, I don't want them to have the moderator status and feel like, oh, I need to be there now. Right? I don't want them to come here for that. And to be clear, if you are a mod, you also don't need to. You don't have to be here. But I feel like that I see you guys enough that, you know, if you're coming into the stream, you're probably coming of your own volition, and I trust you. So that's a difficult thing to say. All right, so I'm sorry. Let me catch up just a little bit. I mostly think Tooie's level design is better than Donkey Kong 64. Then again, I played Tooie more. Just my own thoughts. That makes sense about mods. I even have designated a mod for my Twitch, which I'm also currently taking a break from. That's fair. And yes, the consistent contact. Yeah, like I said, it's a difficult thing to verbalize. appropriately. So, I mean, if anyone, you could literally, of course, we live in a day and age where I feel like people can take words a lot of people tend to take words more harshly than they're presented and intended. But you know, if you're not a mod, then they're offended. But if they are a mod, then there's a responsibility for them to be there. And there's no perfect way to do it. But the people that I've you know, allocated as mods are people that typically pop up in my stream yet again of their own free will. That I trust the judgment of in having had contact and conversation with them, be it via their streams, or be it via their social medias, or be it via this stream here. And they're people that in those conversations I feel like I may have enough information to... I haven't learned build drill yet. That I may have enough information to say that I would trust them to use that ability responsibly. I don't typically... I should tell a story. I guess I should tell a story about my experience with moderators and why I have such an apprehension when it comes to the assignment of a moderator. But this is my... When it comes to this streaming effort to this level, I firstly, and this is of course up to you and any other person who's watching. I try to keep my stream as top quality as possible because I want it to be comfortable for you guys to watch. I want the audio to be nice and clear. If you're listening in the background, talk about dogs in the Stram. I'm not sure what you mean. If you just wanted me to talk about in the stream. I didn't know if that was a quote or something that I had missed out on, or a reference. I'm sorry. I could definitely talk about dogs. We've got 6. We got 6 puppies, so I will happily do that. But I started my first streaming efforts actually started in the end Q4 of 2018, and I was on Twitch. I didn't really... YouTube streaming wasn't really a thing as far as I'm aware. Hi, Boyan. Guess I gotta talk with you. He wants Dilberta, and I can't get Dilberta yet because I didn't open the prison in Mayhem Temple. But so anyway, I started streaming. I started streaming on Twitch. They were fairly low quality. I had very basic. I didn't have any overlays, which I still don't really have a ton of. I didn't have any beginning screens or I'll be right back screens or anything like that. Let me turn the game audio up just a smidge so there's a better balance. I hope you guys can hear that all right. So I didn't really... there wasn't the same level of quality that I try to put into it now, just because I didn't know anything about it. And I start streaming, and I'm streaming Banjo-Kazooie, believe it or not, the yearly run for 2018. Like I said, it's Q4. I typically do the Banjo-Kazooie run in Q4. So I'm doing the run, and I have people that are watching, and they're enjoying it, and they're interacting. I've got a good, healthy chat going on. And the community there, the people that were chatting were not people that I had... it's a bit lonely in the chat right now. Yeah, there's probably some people lurking. You know, I know Zombie said he'd be lurking, so I don't. You know, it's one of those things, and that's okay. I'm just appreciative for anyone popping in, even if only for a second. But anyway, so I go ahead and I jump in, and I'm doing the stream, and I'm doing. I think it was. I'm doing the brand new. Chuffy's not operational. Anyway, so I'm doing the stream, and the people that I have in the stream that are healthy in the chat are people that I know in person. So I didn't really have a community, or wasn't really a part of the community. It was just a lot of people that were supportive that I actually knew in person that were dropping in. And and so when I'm doing that, I have this guy come in that I don't know. And so trying to be polite, of course, I welcome him into the chat, and And I play a couple of episodes, and as I'm playing these episodes, this guy's great. He's very polite. I'm assuming I don't know for sure. But I think, am I supposed to shoot? I can't remember if I'm just supposed to shoot eggs into it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Fire eggs. He's talking and he's interacting. He's being nice, and everything's kind of great. It's working out okay. And he does that for a great several episodes, because I had alternated from Banjo-Kazooie to another game, to this like novel style game, and he's still there and talking with me and interacting, being great. So I opt to, after a little bit, go ahead and give him a mod status. And he second. Turn the brightness up on the television, but I don't know if that'd be the most efficient thing to do. I mean, yes, I'm wasting some fire eggs, but it's not that humongous of a deal. Let's see. Oh, son of a gun. I think I can see this one decently. I think it's super cool. Side note, really quickly. I think it's super cool that they did this with the lighting effect of the fire. I think that's a neat. My controller batteries, well, that's okay. If it goes dead, I'll plug it in. It's not that big of a. What was this one supposed to? Was I just supposed to hit this from across the way, maybe? I never remember. It looks like that's the idea. Not necessary, though. We got it. There we go. Real quick, one of the first ever Let's Plays on YouTube I watched was Banjo Tooie. I had, shall we say, a legendary death this section. Yeah, this section, there are a couple sections here that may kill me. In specifically Glitter Gulch Mine. There's a couple of sections in the entirety of the game that'll probably kill me, or kill my fingers. That's another possibility. I think everybody's familiar with the Canary Mary race in Cloud Cuckoo Land. I think everybody's kind of familiar with that. So it's definitely become infamous. So anyway, yeah, so I awarded this guy mod status. He's great, he's participating, he shows up, he's very kind. And he's one of two mods that I have, and at that point in time, it's still a decent-sized community. Just, from the people that I know and that were supporting me in that. And so I end up going ahead, giving him the mod status. He's doing great. I don't really have anybody that needs banned. I had, one or two people that were, hey, if you want more followers, you can buy them from it. I'm like, I don't want more followers. That's not, if you want to follow me, follow me. If you don't, that's okay. I'm not offended. And so anyway, one of my friends comes up, and I don't remember what she said, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't offensive or any of that. And she said something, and when she said it, he times her out, or he times her out, and I don't remember for how long. And then we do it again, and he cuts her again. I don't remember exactly what, but he does another thing and stops her, times her out. Then he bans her. And so obviously, me not knowing anything about the chat, I find out she texts me on my actual phone. And she tells me, hey, I've been banned from the chat. I don't know what I did. I said, oh, yeah, I didn't know you had been banned. I go back, I revoke without saying anything, I go back, I revoke the guy's mod status, I unban her from the chat. And he comes back and is saying to me, you don't know the power that I mean, it's literally Star Wars dialogue. You don't know what you've done, the power that I wield, the influence I have. Your channel will be done, and I will have taken it over. And I'm sitting here going, really? I mean, firstly, the logo and everything, I own the rights to that, so I don't think you're gonna have that. The name is registered exclusively as mine, as it stands. The social media links have been claimed. I don't understand, what you're gonna do. And I'm saying this politely, but out loud. I don't really understand how you own my channel, although I do encourage you absolutely to start your own channel if you haven't already done. Yeah. And he is just completely You don't understand what you've done, what I'll unleash on you and your home and your family. And at the course of that time, I'm like, yeah, okay. My first experience with a moderator. And so needless to say, not the most pleasant... Oops, get out of there, Mumbo. Not the most pleasant experience. Not awful. Not the worst thing that could happen. It was actually more funny, but... why not hit that warp pad outside of the shredder shed? Let me catch up here real quick. QFee from... Or Phi from... I don't know how you properly say her name since they don't say it out loud. From Skyward Sword saying, your batteries are... Oh, I know. She was... though if anyone had to be... She was... I liked her better than Navi. Oh no, not Canary. Mary, the game is pretty much well designed. At the core, except for that bird. Which is disturbing. That bird looks disturbing, too, in my opinion. She's rubber... I understand... I don't understand the entirety of the mechanic, but I understand the base mechanic is that she's rubber banded to you so that she can pass you and stop the race if she gets too quote-unquote bored, but she can never go within a certain distance. She can never be more than a certain distance behind you. It will kill your thumbs. And they may have fixed it or patched something about it in this, but I doubt it. It does. I mean, well, there's a jam jar. So I think that's not build room. I think that's. I need the shredder shed. Yeah. Did I pick up? I picked up that Globo back there, I think. Yeah. So anyway, that was my first experience with mods, and so I decided to be very selective about it as much as I can possibly, which I think for the community that I have. So I have a total of 78 subscribers now, which I'm incredibly thankful for every single one of them. I have absolutely no idea who they all are, but the fact that they clicked the link and said I'm willing to be notified of your stuff when it goes up means volumes. It speaks volumes. It means the world. So. Why did Rare design the race like that? Something lost in development, or just being evil? You know, I don't know, because it's at the end of the game. There used to be a rule. There used to be a rule in video gaming, and it was not. It wasn't a rule necessarily. I think it was a contractual obligation. There used to be an obligation. I'm pretty sure I can. There used to be an obligation or a contract where if you were a part of, if you had a game that was coming out, you needed to have a, it needed to be super difficult at the very beginning so that people wouldn't rent it, and that's why The Lion King is so, specifically. There was an interview with the devs done fairly recently, I believe, within the past 2 years, I think. Where they talk about how they were... I'm sorry, I'm kind of wandering here. I'm looking for... Like you said, it's so easy to get lost here. There's what I'm looking... There's one of the things I'm looking for. I also need to go talk to Chuffy. There we go. But anyway, there was a rule in like The Lion King where you were supposed to make the game very difficult at the beginning in the first 2 levels, so that it was near unpassable in a rental, and that would prevent the person from renting the game for a much cheaper price, and then that money not going to the people that developed the game, and they have to inevitably buy it. That having been said, I don't understand with this. I don't understand why with this, because it's at the very end. I never got past level 2. I've not passed the game. I should be very clear when I say this. I've never passed The Lion King. I have gotten past level 2 once. Yet again, did a video on the channel. I did a video on the channel of that. It's my only septet episode. There were 7 of us in there on that one. Myself and I gave it a shot towards the end. Aaron, good buddy of mine, was giving it a shot for the majority of the first of it, and we were just having a laugh. My apologies for the guerrilla style audio capture in that one, just because it was at that time all I could manage. Thankfully, I've gotten that fixed, so if we ever get together for another septet episode, we will each have really nice sounding microphones now. But anyway, you're welcome. Yet again, I never want to plug for the channel, but if ever you're curious as to see what our very slipshod take on those looked like, we have a video up on the channel. I wonder how people ever got to Adult Sim. Yeah, well, and there are videos, especially one of the the speedrunning community is one of my absolute favorites because of speedrunning community is one of my absolute favorites because if you take games that you think are notoriously difficult, you'll find somebody who exclusively seeks out and plays that game to make it not difficult, or they'll make it seem not difficult. Contra 3: The Alien Wars is a game that I find to be very difficult. It's a game that I can pass and have passed, but it's a game that I find very difficult when I do it. And I think Mr. K does it in like 11 minutes or 15 minutes on hard. No problem. Runs through it perfectly efficient. As a matter of fact, I don't believe he takes damage at all either. So not only is it close to a world record, not only is it an NDR, but it's also on hard. It's one of the reasons that I really enjoy the GDQ. It used to be ADGQ. Enjoyed GDQ. There's a lot of politics that have come up recently with GDQ, which I don't look to get into, but there are a lot of politics that have come into the GDQ realm in the past 2 years that have diminished somewhat my enjoyment of it. But I did enjoy it back in 2013 when it was kind of small gathering, people having fun. Ooh, I've never seen a Lion King speedrun. I better check it out. Then again, I may not because I don't want to see how easy it may be to play. My advice is if you watch a speedrun, I'm sure you've watched speedruns before, but if you watch a speedrun of a game that's that difficult, I've had some instances where I've taken techniques that they've done and was able to implement it successfully and get past the hard level or get past it. And then on the opposite side of things, I have also had it where it gave me a false expectation. It gave me a false expectation of how easy, quote unquote, that game would be to do, play. And there's Chuffy. Wait, what was the acronym? AGDQ? Yes, AGDQ. It's now GDQ, I believe. They used to do AGDQ and SGDQ. It was, well, very first was AGDQ, which is Awesome Games Done Quickly, or Quick. And then they broke it up into 2 sessions. This is what it is supposed to be is a charitable, if you've not ever been, or if you're not familiar with them. It was a, it was a, nope, it won't let me. It was a fundraiser. It was for a charitable purpose. They would raise for, typically it was the Prevent Cancer Foundation or Médecins Sans Frontières or stuff like that most. And they would go in and they'd do speedrunning events, and then you would raise, depending on how you wanted to see the game beat, with which characters, you would see the you'd get donations in for those foundations. It's kind of nice. But ADGQ was Awesome Games Done Quick, and then they broke it up into 2 segments where they would do it biannually, which was SGDQ, which was Summer Games Done Quick, and then they also added a segment to each of those, which was ADGQ, but it was Awful Games Done Quick, where you'd pick intentionally poorly designed games for that, and you would do it. It was really nice. It was really a neat. It's a great idea. The original guys that started off in the 2012, 2013 area, great guys. Some of which are still involved, but a lot of the original team has kind of moved away because of the political mishaps of late. The ones that, like I said, I don't want to go too much into. Action Games Done Quick, I guess. I remember seeing on there speedruns for Deus Ex, Metal Gear Solid, Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, and a few others. One of the old records for Deus Ex was actually funny. Huh. I mean, I'll take your word for that for sure. I have watched, This? I did. I thought you were okay. I didn't. I'm not sure if I know exactly which one you're talking about. I do know I've watched the Deus Ex speed. Deus Ex is a really Deus Ex is a really good. It's a really good game franchise in my opinion. I really like it, especially the newer ones that came out. Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. I think those are really. Those are some, in my opinion, those are some really top-notch games. That's yet again just my thinking, but I really like Deus Ex. Leave me alone. Okay, let's see. So here's the problem. Sometimes I didn't even hit the button on that. So did it fix it? Did it fix it? That may have fixed it. Used to you. I know. Okay. I know I'm gonna regret freeing you, Canary Mary, but that's... What I mean by the Deus Ex run being funny is that it was a good timer record, but quite a few funny things happened that if they didn't happen, the finish time would have been better. Oh, okay. Those, in my opinion, those make some stuff really good. There's a... I can't, yet again, can't speak to the specifics of it, excuse me. Can't speak to the specifics of it, but there is a run... 2014, maybe? Maybe even later. Maybe even be like 26. There's a run, though, of... I'm inanimate. Why do I have air bubbles? I'm inanimate. Silly. There's a Minecraft run by Bismuth, excuse me, or Bismuth, however you properly say the chemical that helps your sick stomachs feel better. There's a really funny Minecraft run where he, at the very end, does some. I don't want to spoil it in case you decide to watch it, but he does something really funny that I think makes the run that much better. Just that one moment. Like there's a way to skip the first mission in Deus Ex, but in the run, the guard who opens the door took his time. Yeah, I love stuff. I get it. It's frustrating, especially when you're going. I don't think I have enough life to. Can I even blow these up? Well, the answer is yeah. Can. But also just learn build drill. Are you a mean Joe? Nope. I don't think I can death warp. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna make it up. That's fine. Never mind. I didn't mean for that to happen. I mean, the death warp was fine. There's no penalty for death warping in this, so it's worthwhile. But that wasn't my intention. It just I ran out of an air bubble, and I didn't realize the very second you ran out of your last air bubble, it took the first thing, the first honeycomb piece. I didn't realize that. So. I like it when personally I think it's funny when NPCs do stuff like that. I get it. Like I said, you're doing a run and you want things to go as perfectly as they can. But at the same time, I think to me it's okay. To me, it's pretty funny when you have those instances. I have those things happen to me all the time, and I feel like it. I feel like it's worthwhile. Maybe you did. Dying in Banjo can be an invaluable speed. Yeah. It's a. I was thinking about doing that when I was talking about the first. I was like, I could just death warp, but the only reason I didn't do that is I couldn't remember if the death warp would take me back to the beginning as Banjo, which I didn't think it would do, or if it would take me back to Wumba as the plunger. And so I was like, well, I don't want to have to go back and change back into the plunger, but it did okay. Okay, I did get everything. We're fine. There's another, I think there's one or two more. little dynamite things I need to go ahead and do. That I need to blow up here. Oh, yeah, so anyway, one of the things, I put up a poll, I was saying this earlier, and I want to go ahead and reiterate, because if there is any opinion on it, I'd love to hear it, and it can be, you know, obviously voiced here or in the poll. I don't mind which. It doesn't really make a tremendous difference to me. So long as I get to hear what you all are thinking. But there's a poll up right now. It was a 7-day poll. I believe it's got 5 days or so left. I figure I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to have plenty of... This is going to take me some time to get through. Banjo Tooie. And of course, I'm going to look to do it as quickly as I can do it, but at the same time... there we go. But I like this. This is nice. In the old, real quick, in the old one, if you had to line yourself up as best as possible, and then you had to hit the B button to do your thing. In this one, once you line up, it automatically, once you've lined up, it automatically will take you into the plunger mode, so you don't have to do any guesswork. Let's see. Same with split pads. Which one you control goes back to the split pads after dying, so you can reunite the bear. Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah, same with split. Yeah. I'm glad I know that that's the case in all instances there. One watching now. Hey, where did everyone go? I hope everyone's... I do too. I hope everyone's doing okay. No one's ever, like I said, I know no one's ever obligated to come in, but it is always nice to have people drop in and say hi. And that was good. That was really nice to have. Okay, so my controller died, so fix it real quick. One second. And fresh batteries in already. Wasn't too bad at all, huh? I know a lot of people too. I mean, Sunday, I like to do it on Sunday. I typically try to do it earlier on Sundays. A lot of people, get ready to go to work and do their stuff. Some people, have to get up early. Last time I played Banjo Tooie on the Xbox 360, I had to reconnect my batteries. Yes, I know my batteries are a little bit quiet. Yeah, yeah. Come on, Plunger, I don't need you in there. Oh, yeah, so anyway, but I put a poll up, and I was curious. I made this, I don't think it's any surprise. It's not something I'm typically terribly quiet about, and of course I've talked with you on stream before about it. But my favorite game in the world is a Star Wars game, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And I'm very curious to see the people that drop in this chat who are familiar with the poll. That's great. If you're not familiar with the poll, would that be... It's a notoriously difficult game for streaming purposes and for YouTube purposes because of the dialogue-heavy and story-heavy aspect of it. That having been said, I am very curious as to if people would be interested to see me go through it. I do know that game very well. Well enough that I can easily make my way through it I can make my way through it with relative ease. It's a super comforting game to me. I use the word cathartic, and I use that word because I believe that there's no other word that aptly describes the level of spiritual cleansing that game gives me. I made reference yet again to it in the past, or in the previous one, that I have a condition. It's nothing, I'm not going to go anywhere because it would have a lifelong condition that was being diagnosed a while back. And it was a little scarier back then because I didn't know very much about it, and it was changing things about how I had to live my life. Wait, have you streamed an RPG before? Well, before I found this channel. So the answer is technically yes. Yes, I have. But this is a completely different audience than the audience that I had streamed to prior. So that's why. Yes, I actually streamed KOTOR before. There we go. Come on. Plunger, are we just not gonna get to the door? Am I gonna... Okay, let's say, am I really gonna have to come back as... That's fine. He helped me through the door. There we go. Yeah, the answer is yes that I have, but my the audience that I have now is very different from the audience that I had then. So I don't want to alienate any of the current audience if that would be something that would be uncomfortable or not fun. But if people would okay, if people would be willing to watch it, I think it'd be a lot of I would certainly have fun. But yeah, so the story I tell about this game, and part of the reason that it is... you streamed KOTOR before. Yes, I did, yeah. Okay, well, if you do it again, I can hope to check it out live if I can. Sure, yeah. I did. So that was one of the ones that I had done back in 2018, way back when I was very first starting to stream. And I had... The reason I question this is because the audience that I have now are very different from the audience that I had then. The audience that I had then are friends and friends that I know in person that, you know, had known for several decades. So, you know, they were people who were willing to stick through something that wasn't even all that good, just to show support to it. I understand that my new audience is while very supportive and kind, still an audience of people who would rightfully have separate opinions and critiques, and I respect that. So that's my idea, is not to waste anybody's time. But I know KOTOR very well. As I was saying, I had a condition, or I have a condition. But at that time, it was early in the diagnosis, and it was starting to change things. I was having to start to change lifestyle habits for it, because I was realizing that this is something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And that was about, well, I don't want to age myself too much, but what, 18 years ago? Yes. I was starting to realize that was going to change a lot about who I was and what I was able to do. And so I remember the game was a lot newer back then, obviously, 18 years ago. What is it? That'd be 2003. So yeah, that was pretty darn new. And I'd gotten it. I was running through it, and it was great, and I loved it. And but I was put in the hospital for a good long while they tested and figured out what all was going on. And I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the last shortcut. It won't let me sacrifice myself? Well, that's some bull. I was gonna pull the most noble Harakiri I could have pulled in the world. So anyway, I had the game, and I was playing it, and that was what I was doing. I was just kind of stuck doing. I was, you know, bedridden. I couldn't do anything. I was hooked up to a bunch of stuff, is why they wouldn't let me kind of go out and do much. And so I had that game, and I played that game through over and over and over and over again. And so the music and everything kind of became a big deal for me. The music, the game, the environment just kind of became a big deal for me. So that's the and so that means that it's not necessarily objectively the best, but it's a big deal. Oh no, the game doesn't want you to speedrun unless unless an enemy hurts you. Yeah, but I wanted to blow that rock up. I wanted to blow that rock up real bad because it's a shortcut, and I don't have Build Drill yet, and I was gonna go get Build Drill anyways, I guess, but what I was hoping for. But anyway, so I have a special place for KOTOR, but I understand some people may not be interested in taking a look at it, and that's perfectly okay. Typically what I do in those games is I let them talk. I still talk to the chat, and for people that aren't interested, oh yeah, that's right, Mumbo doesn't change it as well. In the instances that people aren't interested in listening to the entirety of the dialogue, usually the dialogue gives me the opportunity to talk to the chat, and then if it should happen that they want to hear the dialogue, there's obviously subtitles up. If they don't want to hear the dialogue, I generally will paraphrase the circumstance for people that didn't, and then just move on to the fight. I don't have strong enough little little. I need. I was gonna make a bad joke. I'm not gonna do that. A dad joke, if ever there were one to be made. Thumb Bros would have been proud of me. Okay, back in. Do I start? Do I get full health again, or do I still have one? I wonder. I'm curious. I don't know. Nope, full health. All right, I'm cool with this. Wait, what are you doing in Mumbo's place? Mumbo's like, I cannot transform Baron for no horrible amateur Wumba do that now. Which Mumbo don't like. Yeah, so a question, and I guess I posed this when I was doing the first level, and I don't know if you were in there for very long, or if you were in there at all. I don't remember very well. It's been a little bit of a blur these past few days. I don't understand. Like, they're having a competition between Wumba and Mumbo, but then Mumbo transforms Wumba's wigwam. Like, he does a transformation to it in Pterodactyland, yeah? Mumbo would technically have to be the better magician, right? Because he was able to do that, and she's not even aware of it. But she didn't do anything to him. But I don't know. That guy could be wrong. All right, Canary Mary. Here we go with the... Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. I don't remember if I'm supposed to hit X. I think it's X. We're going to see how it works with a button... We're gonna see how it works with this button. It should be okay. I'm not gonna go super fast just because I don't think I have to in this one. She's still rubber banded to you, but I think she's rubber banded much more generously. I don't know if my microphone's placed right. You shouldn't be hearing a bunch of the clicking of the button, but it's clicking pretty fast. Not super fast. But it's decent. I think they said the technique on Cloud Cuckoo Land is to just keep a steady pace up until about the very last leg of it. Just one where she doesn't disqualify you for being for being too far behind, and then just ram it. Yeah, why did Mumbo do that to the wigwam? Unless it was to increase the acre space for her rent in the town. Well, but the transformation, that's the thing. He not only does he transform her wigwam and everything, but then I don't know how specifically this would work, but he somehow transforms her transformation also. Because when you think about it, when you do the first transformation, you're the little one, right? I'm not spoiling it necessarily, I hope, for anybody, but you're the little one. But then when he transforms her into the bigger counterpart, her, then he transforms her transformation. I tried a steady pace, and she still went ahead and stopped the race. I don't know. We'll get there. I'm not doing this 100% because I don't know it well enough to do that, and I don't have the patience for some of the new things that they've got. But the newer things, she has a Cheeto page this time, I think, on the way back. I don't think she's that much faster. But anyway, Rare trying to sneak that into dialogue. Yeah, there's a lot of that subliminalness going on, I think. Subconsciously, not intentionally. So my apologies. It's the not the impact I'm having, but the impact that has been had on me. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that the steady pace. Maybe there's probably a formula to it. I'll give it a few shots when we get to that world, because I mean that's the last world before you're done, right? So I mean before you go to the final stuff. I'm going to I'll give it a shot or two and see if I can figure it out. If I can't, then I can't, and move on. The only time I got that jiggy hers was from button mashing exit. Now I can no longer complete Banjo Tooie 100%. I don't know, like I said, I don't know Banjo Tooie 100% well enough, so I would love to learn it, but it just seems like it's so... I mean, Stibbity Bobo, I think he does a 100% run of it, and it takes him still, I think it's like 3.5 hours. I could be wrong. It may be down to like 2.5 now. That's still a long time for a speedrunner. Alright, I think I've spent quite enough time in this gloomy old mine. I'm off to swoop and soar among the clouds. Bye-bye, friends. Perhaps we'll see each other again. We will, and I wish we didn't. You do not look like a canary. You look like what happens when 5 pages at last come and see me. I thought it was only 3 pages. Oh, it is 3 in the old one. And I'll tell you your first secret cheat. How many jiggies do we have? 12. That's not enough. But we have a few easy ones we can get real quick. So we can get the one from Chuffy. That's not really easy. Well, it's not that hard. I just have to remember how to do it. We can get the one though from... We can get the one from Chuffy. We can get the one from the Boulder Shed, and I think... Well, we have to learn. We might as well go ahead. Or get this one up here too. No, we don't want to know. I am curious. I'm trapped in this mine by that blocked tunnel. Is there a rock in front of it that I should have blown up as a... Yes. We'll do that in a minute. It's right there. I'll do it. In this particular series of streams too, I'm tending to do just one world per. So I will likely get as many jiggies as I can from this world, and I'll move on. These streams are typically a little bit shorter. You know, if I get 7 or 8, I'm usually okay with that and this, and then I move on. For example, there's the one where the most frustrating, in my opinion, this one here. The most frustrating one is going in and disarming the dynamite. Whoops. Disarming the dynamite without blowing them up, because using the fire eggs and the grenade eggs and all that causes them to detonate. Bit of a bummer. That, in my opinion, is easily the most... Where did I... There. That one's easily the most frustrating to me. Yeah, I typically am only doing just one little... Are you kidding me? I know that it's at the end of the tracks, but I know that I could also see the end of the tracks from where I was. I hate getting lost when I just was there. Yeah, I do kind of wonder though where she had that other one wedged. Do we really need to know? No. Do I kind of want to? Yeah. There it is. And somehow the minecart broke again. He fixed it for that race, and then we were so epic on it that we broke it. There you go. Now I have to still let you out of the box. Oh, I guess I don't. I don't remember even flying around in the box like that. I mean, obviously it does happen, because that's what's happening now. I know he's for Witchy World. We already opened Witchy World. Is there any particular reason you're not going any farther than that? That door's not open on the other side. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go over there. Well, wait a minute. Can I go in there as the plunger? Probably not. Okay, I wish that is another thing that's a little bit of a peeve. Is in the first one, when you left an area that the magic wasn't strong enough to support, it would just change you back and then you would do it. You didn't have to make the trip all the way back to Mumbo's skull. I think they should. I feel like they should have done that with this. so that you can just transform back and move forward. Because it's really frustrating to have to backtrack all the way back to where you transformed. I think that's a little bit of a step back. All right, let's move this over. Oh, but yeah, so I think for anybody at present, I should go ahead and name it out loud. I think people will see it. But for anybody who is curious, there are 4 mods on this channel. Video Viewer, of course, 1. I'm sorry, AR Video Games. I apologize. You are 1. Thumb Bros are 1. And Omega Ace Gaming is 1. For a total of 4. The 4 horsemen, if anything. If they truly did a Banjo 3E, what... Well, one second, I read this appropriately. If they truly did a Banjo 3E, what if you could take transportations to other worlds? Sounds like a Breath of the Wild thing I want. So I think that'd be phenomenal. I think that'd be a brilliant idea. Honestly, the formula that is Breath of the Wild's formula, I think would be really good for a Banjo 3E. So there, I mean, because when you think about it, when you strip it down to its core, Breath of the Wild is still a collectathon boss battle style game, right? I feel like that would probably be... Oh. Okay, so I do have to open it from... Okay, I see. I think to borrow... Because here's the thing. Breath of the Wild were not the inventors of that particular formula. Breath of the Wild came out in 2017. The Witcher has a very similar flow. Transformations, not Oh, okay. I was gonna say I think it would be great to take that open world Breath of the Wild / Witcher style formula though, and introduce it to the game. I think that'd be great. Transformations though, what if you could take transformations to other worlds? Well, yeah, I think that would be awesome. Well, here's the thing. What happens? So right now, the thing that makes this, in my opinion, the thing that makes this game great is the sheer amount of things you can do in the world. That's the thing to me that just, like, you can literally, there are intertwined areas and there are pieces that you can take and puzzles that you can break and solve, and like, I think that's great. I think if they did adopt the Breath of the Wild open world approach, where, and it conquers Bad Fur Day to some extent too, right? But where the world isn't really closed off. One world's not really closed off from the other, you know? I always get a smidge too close when I use the button. One second. There we go. If you did that, and the game wasn't really the areas weren't really closed off. They were independent sections that were kind of a part of this much larger area. And then each of those areas had a transformation, but the transformations could be useful in the overworld as well as in little tidbits in other parts of the worlds. I think that would be cool. I also think stacking ability transformations would be very neat. So being able to retain a piece of a transformation that you had made to solve smaller puzzles, I think that would be kind of cool too. Where you are, let's say you get like this one right here where you're the plunger, you get the ability to explode as the plunger. That's your full ability when you're using it. And there's some puzzles that will require that fullness. But then on the opposite side, when you change back, there's a piece of the magic that sticks with you to where, now you can do something you couldn't before. Set something on fire, or maybe your ground pound has a seismic effect of some sort. Has a damage radius. I think that would be really cool. Peace. There we go. I need the suction boots too for that other one, so I can't really get that one just yet. But I think that would be a cool idea. I think that would be a really nice idea. Biddy says, I better go attend to my real-life things. This stream has cheered me up a bit, actually. Thanks again to everyone else in the chat, and hello in advance to the rest of the stream. Till next time, Retro. Well, hey, I'm glad I was able to play some part in you being a little bit more cheered up. And I really appreciate you for stopping in and keeping me company, talking with me. And also, if real-life things can get a little hectic sometimes, but and I understand that I'm quite a ways away. But if there's ever anything I can do to help, definitely feel free to let me know in a private message or whatever most comfortable for you. I'm certainly happy to do what I can to help make people feel a little bit better if I can do that. So please don't hesitate. But thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time, Biddy. Ah, shoot. I always forget it's not inverted. This is the intertwine with Jolly Roger Lagoon, I believe. Son of a gun, I keep forgetting it's not inverted, and it's really messing me up. No. Nope, there was a Jiggy down here. Nope, never mind, it wasn't. We gonna die. Is there air to be found anywhere? Nope. At least not here. Is there anything worth anything? The fact that the underwater, this is an odd thing to say, but the fact that the underwater section is not inverted is incredibly tricky to me. For reasons that I can't quite understand. No. Up please, up please, up please. We're okay. Oh, really? Okay, so... Okay. I think that's the I think that's the trick. There wasn't really anything in there. I felt like that was supposed to... Oh. But I am in a different area. It just doesn't matter. The area that I came into just wasn't the area I was wanting to go into. That's okay, though. For anybody who's watching, like I said, this is a long and tricky level. This one I may cut into 2 pieces, but it's not really necessary to get a ton of jiggies from this one, and this is the one I typically skip out on a little bit, so I probably won't run for... I certainly won't actually run for very much longer, and then I'll cut it off and call this one a stream. Just because this one's a little... I mean, these are... It's different than the first one. The first one I could get typically could get 2 worlds 100%, and that is in part due to the proficiency that I held in it, and in another part it was due to the the simplicity of the game design and layout. And this game just doesn't have that. I don't have the proficiency, and it doesn't have the expeditious layout. We got more than enough notes to talk to Jam Jars. I think this is Bill Drill, right? Yeah. And that's the other thing. If I had the prison, even if I'd gotten into the prison in the very first... I mean, it's tough. Looks like you need some rations. Are you gonna bonk? Nope. Even if you, well, there we go. Even if you, have some level of, even if I had gotten into the even if I had gotten into the prison, I could still not have freed her because I didn't know Bill Drill yet. And that's a requirement. So it's insane how. Oh yeah, I already did. Oh wait, but did I thing up here? But I mean, the game is definitely. It's not a bad game. It's just much more complicated than it needs to be. Oh, really? Okay. Well, we can do Bill Drill though. Bill Drill is, to me, is actually very satisfying. Though, it's like in the first game, they did a thing where they stepped it up, in my opinion. The first game, the ground pound was very satisfying, I thought, and then in this one they did the Bill Drill, and you're cracking these rocks open and such. I feel like that was a good upgrade to it. I actually quite enjoy that. Alright, I know, I can't, how many moves? I think I'm looking for just the 2, and I know the other one is in that other cavern. No, not objects and item. Did I not have the ice key? I had better have the ice key. I would be really upset. Yeah, I have the ice key. I can't use it just yet, though. Yeah, it's 2 jam jars in this one. That is the one important thing that if you haven't played this game before, the one important thing you definitely want to get, if nothing else, you know, you can get the minimum amount of jiggies or whatever, but the one thing you definitely want, oh yeah, the one thing you definitely want to make sure you have all of are the moves, because there are some things I mean, you can get through the game without all the moves, but there are definitely some things you can, some things you can miss out on. Whoop! Go! There we go. Now that's a little bit... That's a little bit of a bummer there. Is there a timer on the power hut basement? Oh no, I need to know the split up pads for that in order to... I mean, you can still do it with the... and I probably will if I get into the power hut basement. I'll probably just do it with the fire eggs. Yeah, here. I'll just do it with the fire eggs. Yeah. They did a good job of making it dark. I can see enough of the platforms in the dark that I know the general, like when I need to stop. The planks I can't obviously. You guys can see it about as well. Maybe you may be able to actually see it slightly. It may be a little darker in here. Yeah. And the other thing, of course, is these are all kind of hexagonal, so it kind of tells me. I apologize for the silence. I am Thumb Brothers. Hey, how you doing? I just made mention of you. I say just. It wasn't only just. It was probably 5 minutes ago, but still. How are you doing, Thumb? I hope everything is going well. I know we kind of DM'd not too long ago, but at the same time, circumstances change rapidly in short periods of time, so hope everything is going very well for you. Alright. That's 14, I got the jiggy. Jump it down. Death warp. There's absolutely no penalty. In the first one, I get to keep that, right? Yeah. In the first one, the penalty was that you actually had a game over because you had lives, but in this one, the lives are infinite, so it didn't really... I was mentioned, I'm honored. Yeah, well, I was making mention of, yeah, of course, I would offer mention to people again. I was talking about, first I had made a joke that and I cannot remember what it is now, otherwise I'd repeat it. I'd made a joke that I thought you'd be proud of. Or at least was going to. Sadly, I don't remember what it was. So I apologize. Secondly, I was making mention of a new thing that I have learned on the channel. And that is mods and moderators. And you are one of 4. That I would like to have that, I don't know if you would call it a privilege or you would call it but I'd like you to be able to have it if it's something that you're willing to want it. There's no responsibility or need, but I feel like that, I had an experience with moderators. I kind of retold in the beginning of this stream, and I don't really have a lot of trust, so I picked 4 people that I've had great contact with and had the opportunity to speak with, and feel like that I trust well enough to do that. So there is absolutely no obligation. If you decide you don't want to do anything with it, that's okay, but I would like to at least offer it there to you if you do. What the next thing I'm going to work on doing is making my Nightbot work, because I have it, and for whatever reason, it's not doing anything. It doesn't do anything, so. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't, like, this is not a, that's one of the things I see, because a lot of the channels I see that have far more followers than I do, far more subscribers and all of that, they have a lot of mods, and I like the idea of mods being people that I have had decent interaction with, and there's a level of trust, I feel like, and a level of conversation that is continued. And the number 4 just worked really well for me in this instance. I think of the 4 horsemen, right? That's a thing that but in that instant, well, and I guess you would be. You'd be one of the 4 horsemen in this case, because there are 4 mods at the present time, of which you are one of. And I don't foresee in the near future, or probably even in the, I don't see there being a 5th. Or I don't have enough people, and the 4 that I have allocated, I feel like, are the ones that I can trust. Both to, they're people that firstly I trust, and having spoken with them. Secondly, they're people that show up typically in my streams of their own volition, of their own free will. You know, that's kind of those were kind of the requisites were, they were people that showed up without provocation, and that they were people that I felt like I had conversation enough with that I could trust them, and people that I had trust in, or would invest trust in. That was the idea. And if you don't want it, that's okay too. You don't have to. Please don't feel offended that I haven't. Please don't feel offended that I haven't made you a mod as of yet. I usually do it in increments. I originally had 5 mods, but felt like adding them in increments. But on Twitch, I don't have mods. That's okay. I don't take that was another thing too. I didn't want people that, there are some really great people that pop into my stream. Popped into my stream. Celestial Light is a phenomenal example. Love him to pieces. Zombie, very awesome. That's been super cool. You know, Retro Ryan, the Super Mega Retro Dudes, Brady, these are all great people. But I didn't mod them because they're not typically here. There's, you know, there's a lot of things that go into that. I don't take any, but I didn't want any one of those people to take offense if I didn't give them mod status either. I don't take offense. It doesn't bother me. And you're not expected by, just so that you're aware, I don't expect or take offense in any way. I don't expect you to mod me, and I don't take offense in any way if you don't, if you choose not to, for, you know, whatever length. So there's no pressure. It's just a thing that I felt like I should do on my channel and wanted to offer to you. So I'm not. Just a side note too. I'm not an easily offended individual. I'm a very thick-skinned person, so I'm not usually going to jump to the worst case in scenario, and if it does happen to be the worst case in scenario, I'm not usually going to care all that much. With you, it'd be a little bit more. It would be a little different, because I kind of hope that that I might be able to say that we're friends. I think it's difficult to say those things, those types of things over the internet to make those judgment calls, but I like to say that. I think that may be a fair assessment, at least from my perspective. I may have to go back. I mean, this may be all I'm going to do on this one for now. I may have to jump into Puzzle 5, and then I'll probably save it at Witchy World. Like, I have about 3 to 4 people upcoming that I plan on modding, but I'm going to give it some more time. Yeah. Well, look, there should be no pressure. Be no pressure for you to mod people. I think that you know, if you decide to mod people, firstly, they should be people that you trust and you feel like have earned it. There should not be a pressure for you to mod somebody who mods you. And lastly, there should never be an obligation when there is a sense of reciprocity that people have, but that sense should never become obligation. And what I mean to say is that you're not expected to give me mod because I modded you. The only reciprocity that I ask for is, obviously, if we're being cordial, if I'm being cordial, I would ask that anyone be cordial back to me in kind. But with something like a responsibility of mod status, that's not reciprocity. That's a decision that only you can make accurate for your channel. No problem. But yeah, if you want it, I currently have it there. If it's something you don't want, you're welcome to tell me you don't want it, and I'll remove it if that's something you don't. But if you do, I want to do. The last thing I want to do is Chuffy. But if you do, I am absolutely happy to leave it there with you and say thank you. All right, here we go. I forgot that shovel was there. Yes, it is. Yeah, in a perfect world, I would have kept my mods to 5, but I'm kind of in no man's territory with mods. No, that's all right. Okay. Like I said, I don't take any offense. What did he say? You'll have to battle me before you enjoy it. Oh, yeah. I gotta remember. I can't remember how to beat. I don't remember it being difficult. I just gotta remember how to beat Old King Cole. I can't remember if it was eggs or if it was rat-a-tat-rap or what. For me, I started really streaming in April last year, even if there's people who might not show up a whole lot. I've made them mods because they supported me from the beginning, which I don't forget. No, that's definitely great. I think that's a great idea. And that should be how it is. Yet again, you can. I say this because of the. Just really quickly, I say this because of the understanding. I want you to understand, in my instance, that I would never take offense when somebody decides to make a choice of their channel. And especially if it's someone that I had enough respect to put as a moderator, or I have enough respect and trust to put as a moderator on my channel, I would hope that would be a clear illustration that I trust their judgment and believe that when it comes to their own channel, that their judgment should be exercised even more freely. So if anything, it's kind of a correlation to that. You know, if I'm willing to trust someone's judgment to do something on my channel, obviously I would leave that judgment to them as their for their channel as well. I wouldn't. But on my channel section, I think I have 7 people under my GANDA. Gandalfs. Okay, I get it now. And you're one of the 7. Oh, okay. People who I can. Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's. And I yet again, I'm excited. I know you made mention of it. I'm happy to make time. I've been sick for these past several days, and I feel like I'm more on the tail end of it, but I'm still decently sick today. Streaming was kind of a form of escapism, as Anna had gone to take care of some business and do some stuff, and I've just been sick, so. But I honestly really enjoy just having the conversation with you, and that's one thing I do want to do more frequently if I can. Is I have like I said, a few of you guys that I've had the opportunity to have these great conversations with off of streams, just in Discord and Twitter and these other mediums, and I really want to do that, especially with the people that I have that trust and I feel like that have been there, and I really would like to do that. I'd like to develop a series of friendships, not just a following and not just a subscriber base, but a series of friendships that would be, I think that'd be really nice. So the 4, hope you're feeling. Oh, thank you so much. I do feel much better than I did at the very beginning. I think I'm on the tail end of. So just so that you're aware, 4 Horsemen as it is, and 4 Horsemen's just the moniker I use by random happenstance because it is 4. Are yourself, Viddy. You and Viddy have been there since the very beginning. AR Video Games. AR Video Games has not just been there since he came in a little bit after the beginning, But he's been super supportive, and he's gotten in contact with me offline to help kind of further some stuff and support. And he's been fantastic. I have nothing but gratitude to him for that, for him being so verbose and so supportive in his way as well, despite him having not been there necessarily from the very beginning. And then Omega Ace. Omega Ace and I actually have gotten to communicate quite a bit. And today, this morning, being not the last time of it, and it's actually been really great. He's been, in addition to, I mean, of course, you have as well. So I'm not singling these people out for that being the reason. But he's been another source and plethora of knowledge to help me get things to improve things and to learn how people are, how I can better accommodate. I think that's okay. I gotta remember how this works. I can't remember. Well, that's not gonna do anything to it because it's fire, right? I can't remember how this works. Okay, the eggs did something. It is rat-a-tat-rat though too. I see his health now. Just want to let you know I hadn't forgotten about GoldenEye. It's just been super busy of late, but I look to check in and touch base time to time. Oh yeah, of course. And I understand. And GoldenEye is still on the books. But I wanted to make plans because I understand you also have a lot of different projects that are going on that are not with me, and I don't anticipate to be your only project or your only focus. I appreciate the fact that you're willing to collab with me in the first place in any regard. So I understand. There's no pressure. I'm excited to do it when we get to do it and when you have the time, but at the same time, I completely understand, that you're absolutely a busy individual too. So no worries. Turn the heat back down? I think you did. I couldn't remember exactly what to do this, but yeah. Or exactly how to do this, but... The rat-a-tat-rap seems to do just as much damage as the eggs do. I'd love to sit down and talk. Yes, I have about 3 to 4 other collabs. Yeah. No, I'm aware of some of those just through getting to hear some of the side talk on it. Well, clearly I'm not. I think it would be silly for me to be offended at the fact that you're willing to allocate any time towards mine in the first place. It would be silly. The fact that you're willing to allocate any time towards mine in the first place is flattering, I should say. But I don't have a Heaps running Retro Omega and your Ninja Gaiden challenge. Yeah, I was aware of I guess I was aware of 3 of those. I didn't know about running Retro. I don't think. Or if I did, I forgot. I knew about Heaps, the one with Heaps, and I knew about the one with Omega because if it's the one I'm thinking of, we'll do that. Let's talk this week. Yeah, absolutely. I actually have a conversation with Omega on Tuesday at okay, well, Tuesday at I think we opted for 3 my time, one his time, before your time. And I think that's about we're for the for pieces of the project that you're also in, of course. I believe we're discussing. We were discussing that earlier. We were actually discussing that this morning. And yeah, we were actually discussing some of the fine details this morning, and it was really cool. Really good conversation. And so I'm excited about that project. I love Castlevania a lot, so this is going to be a really fun project. Pretty stoked. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna solve the puzzle. Or there's a goldfish under this, I believe. Oh, it's a Jinjo. Why did I think there's a dolphin or something under one? Oh, is that in the first? That may be in the first one. It is in the first one. It's in Clanker's Cavern. Okay. Me and running. Oh, are doing some collaborations. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are infinitely more skilled. I was talking about that earlier. You guys are infinitely not just running Retron yourself, but Celestial Light and you guys that do the no death runs and such. You guys are infinitely more skilled. The only thing that I feel like I can't bring anything like that to the table. I just don't have the talent. I've played the only thing that I feel like I have any sort of anything that I can offer to the community, hopefully, is hopefully just a positive demeanor. And you know, about a decade ago, I worked in the gaming industry, so I had the opportunity. I've had the opportunity to collect and play a lot of games, and so I've you know, I've got a decent sized collection to offer. I think. Oh no, I don't have enough. I need 15 for. No, I have 15. And so my collection is pretty sizable, and I think I could offer some of that maybe, but I don't. You know, I don't like to. It's not a flex. It's more of a. I've played a lot of games. I can maybe be. I don't know. I can play whatever people want on stream. I don't know. I don't know how to word it. Maybe that's not a good offering. It's probably not. Hopefully a happy demeanor. Oops. And a nice personality. Hopefully. Yeah, I worked in the gaming industry a while back, so it's, you know, the collection was able to, the biggest thing about it was the collection was able to grow rapidly because of that. Not really much else. It was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I think that was nice. It didn't pan out long term. It wouldn't have panned out long term for anybody. Sadly, I think when they did the layoffs that I was a part of, I think they laid off 3,200 people. I want to say I was one of 3,200 people they laid off in that specific round. So, I don't, you know, the odds of me having gotten to stay on with that would have been astronomically low. All right, I don't have enough. I think I need 23. No, I don't know. 23? 21. I can't remember if it's 21 or 23. It's 21 or 23, though, isn't it, right? It's 20. Never mind. I've got two worlds. I got Witchy World, and I've got this to go for. But I think I'm going to call it there. I think that this was a good stream. It was a good long stream. Longer than I thought it was going to be. I am trying to break these down to one world per. Witchy World, Witchy World, I don't remember Witchy World being ridiculously complicated. There are a couple of things I remember being complicated. Real quick. Sometimes talking twice during a week could be a possibility, because that first chatting, troubleshooting day, I was exhausted. Well, no, I agree. I completely agree. I just had fun getting, and granted, they don't have to be that long. It was just fun kind of getting to know you, and I didn't mean for it to go on like that either, but we ran into some, I know, trouble, but it was fun getting to know you, and getting to talk to you, and you know, getting a better feel for who you were, as I'm sure you were doing for me as well, and so, but it's fun to do that. Nice. Sorry for not talking about the game, but it's great to chat. No, that's okay. The chat is open for people to talk about whatever they want to talk about, so long as it's not something that's gonna, you know, so long as it's not just blatantly offensive stuff. Talk about what you want to talk about. That's perfectly okay. But anyway, yeah, no, I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed getting to talk with you and getting to learn more about you, and you know, it would be nice. What I would love to happen is, a lot of people are. I was talking about this earlier, really quickly, and I don't want to get off on a tangent, and you know, stream be 30 minutes longer because of it. But what I wanted to do is, a lot of these channels that I'm seeing are opening up these, oh, hey, promote your channel, and I think that's a great thing. Great examples. Miss Croft Survives. She does a great job of that. Um, she seems very sweet. She seems very kind, and I appreciate that platform. Obviously, Super Mega Retro dudes, Brady, they do a great job of it. Omega has a kind of a way that he does it as well. I like that, but I think, especially during these times that we're in, these pandemic times, it's nice to develop new friends from it, because it's a lot more difficult for us to develop friends in the old way, the old-fashioned way. And I like the idea of having gotten to sit there and talk with you. I like the idea that I am going to get to talk with and call voice-to-voice Omega Ace and talk with him about not just the project, but getting to catch up and stuff like that. I like that. I think that that's great, and I want to, in whatever way I can, encourage better, new friendships, not just new followers and subscribers and supporters, but new actual friendships that, are sustainable. I hope that that's something I can promote. It's certainly been something that I've been grateful to get out of it, or I feel like I've gotten out. And Omega kind of was the same way. He was, oh yeah, I think we can say that we're friends at this point. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. I love that. So, I like that. That's a thing I want to very much promote. But so any which way, I think I'm doing it. I don't remember Witchy World being ridiculously difficult, so I don't imagine it's going to be remarkably tough for that one. I think I might be able to fit in Witchy World and Jolly Roger Lagoon, but I don't know. The idea is I'll be coming into these one world at a time, I think, which means there'll probably be about 5 or 6 more streams with Banjo Tooie in them. I do have a poll for anybody who hears this after the fact or who didn't hear this in the first place. I do have a poll up. It is a 7-day poll. I believe has 5 days left on it. It's a simple yes or no poll, and it's just wanting to know if you are interested in an upcoming game that I was wanting to do. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is my favorite game of all time, for a reason that I went into on earlier in this stream as well as the previous stream. And of course, I'm happy to retell that story if it ever becomes relevant to outside of that context. But if it should happen and you are interested, I'd love to play KOTOR for a stream, and I'd love to know if you would love to watch it. So if you don't mind, if you watch this after the fact, please go to that poll and let me know. If you're not interested, that's perfectly okay. Just let me know you're not interested. If you are, same situation. That's wonderful. So I think that's going to be the case. Totally looking forward to the GoldenEye collab, and I'm not just doing StreamYard. I'm not just doing StreamYard glowing things. Oh well, just keeping my layout simple. Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Your layout looked really, really good. Having gotten to see that, I know that a lot of people are kind of minimizing or minimalizing. I don't know. That's better. Minimalizing. I know you did yours, which looks great, and then Heaps. I watched him minimalize his a little bit as well, and his looked really good. The focus isn't me. I keep mine pretty minimal. Personally, I like the pixel art at the beginning and end is just kind of comforting to me. I'm a humongous fan of lo-fi, so that's why I do the lo-fi music. All of it, of course, I got permissions to use. I have a couple of different deals where I have permissions from different artists and different people, different vendors to use their music, and that's pretty great. Because I started reaching out years ago for some of it too, and got it. But anyway, I like to keep it simple. The big focus for me, I do like the idea of you knowing whose stream you're on. So I like the little logo. Again, big thank you. I designed the logo, but big thank you to Omega Ace for having animated it for me and put it into something I can put in the stream. I do like the idea of that. And then on the bottom left and right, obviously, just something comfortable to give people who are supportive, some recognition. I think that's nice. Yours looked, the last time I saw your layout, I think it looked really nice, and I understand, not wanting to have to use the foot pedals and have the audio bleed. I get that. So if ever I can be of any help, I don't know that I can be, but if ever I can be any help on the tech side of things, let me know. Of course, I'm still on the lookout for an interface for you. I have not had the opportunity to go and look at my usual spots due to my having been sick recently, as well as some local pandemic stuff that's happened. But I am keeping an eye, just so you know, out so that if I do come across that interface and such, I can send that interface and mic to you. If you remember during the troubleshooting session, the tabs of the avatar would just stop working. That's a headache I can't keep. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely understand. I completely understand. Like I said, I think that your layout looks. I think the simple, the simple layout works famously. I think that it's going to work wonderfully, and if there's if there's something that you're wanting to accomplish and that I can help in, I'm happy to do it. But at the same time, you're not going to hear me coming into your stream and griping about the layout. I'll probably compliment it and show support, and the layouts, yeah. So I'm thinking. Excuse me. I'm thinking of doing 2 separate audio for amateur and expert. That'd be interesting. I think that would be good. Let me just so that I'm not too bad. I'll move it over to intermission just for the sake of payment there. I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea. You could hypothetically speaking, you could absolutely have it in a mixer and then macro mutes for channel 1 and channel 2 to a button. You could do that. And then then it would light. If you had yet again, this is all hypothetical, but if you macroed a and you didn't ask, so if you don't want it, please tell me and I'll be quiet. But you could easily take a microphone. You could take 2 if you wanted. You could easily take a microphone and macro it to a voice meter virtual mixer, which is free. And you could macro a channel 1 and channel 2 mute to a key. And then you could send the audio in and out through the microphone to each channel and support it so that in a way that you could do it so that if you did use a foot switch or a macro, channel 1 would turn off, channel 2 would turn on, and vice versa, and that would allow you to use the glowy effect without audio bleed and without freezing and such, but at the same time you could do 1001. Trying to get the Stream Deck to work to improve the workflow. Did you buy a new Stream Deck with Elgato, or are you using the phone one, or Streamlabs? I know the phone one actually. I don't with the way that the stream. I had one instance, my last stream, which was the day before yesterday, something like that, where I had a major issue with it not picking up the QR code for sync. But beyond that, in truth, it's pretty great. I've really had very few problems. I'll definitely look into that. Sure, thanks for the advice. Yet again, that wasn't meant to be. You're welcome. But if ever I love gear and I love trying to make things clean and all this other stuff. I have no business. Your layout in your stream is your layout in your stream. But if I can help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll do whatever I can to help you realize whatever vision that you have for your. So, but anyway, I think I'm going to call it here. Of course, Thumb, if you have anything else that you'd like to, you're welcome to reach out to me anytime. Twitter's the easiest place to get me. I'm not good at keeping up with all the other social networks. And of course, I do have a Discord. I don't know how to use it, but I have it. I don't know how to use it very well, I should say, but I have it. So if it is that you ever want to talk, need anything from that, you can reach me there as well. And give me a call or whatever it is you need. I'm happy to help. So I picked up a physical Elgato Stream Deck. It works with with my older laptop, but I need to wipe away my OS on my newer laptop, or just do a simple reinstall. That's fair. That's fair. No worries. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for coming to the stream. The stream would have been. The stream was. Excuse me. The stream that I provide is only as important as the chat that comes into it. You guys are the ones that give it value. I just put something up that could be watched. So I appreciate you for popping in. So yeah, wipe away. Yeah. And I do believe, especially if you have a Windows laptop or PC, you can get a free license, a basic license for that. So just doing a reinstall of the OS, or you can even just pull the OS image straight from Microsoft's site and pop it back in. It won't be hopefully too big of a hack. But yeah, if anything pops up, you need any help, you have any questions, you just want to chat. It doesn't have to be that. You just want to chat. Yeah, reach out to me, and I'm happy to talk. We can talk about whatever. So yeah, we will do a call sometime this week. Sounds good. Catch you later. Yeah, we'll see you later, Thumb. And for everybody else who dropped into the stream, I want to say thank you for coming in as well. Thank you for keeping me company, talking with me. I'm going to go ahead and turn on some music so you guys can hear. I couldn't hear the music. There we go. I have a feedback loop in my headphones. It's not quite speech jammer level. Here's some music. Nice soft music. We'll move it over to the stream ending. And I do want to give a big thank you to, yet again, like I said, everybody who dropped in, but I want to drop a couple of names. So big thank you to Thumb Brothers for dropping in, AR Video Games, Video Games for Fun, Brady, Super Mega Retro Dudes, Retro Ryan, Zombie, JLT1. All of you are fantastic. I want to say thank you so much for stopping in, saying hi, showing some support in that. I really do appreciate it. And it means a lot that you guys are willing not only to spend some time dropping in and saying hi, but also taking time to see what I'm up to and talking with me. I think that's such a great thing, and I'm very appreciative. Otherwise, I hope we see you guys next time, and you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Talk to you later.